somebody say podcast?
Hello, I am Trevor Dunning. Welcome back to the Trevor Dunning Experience. Today I'm here with Alexander, the Pan Man Pannier. Say hi, Alexander.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the Pan Man,
You're the Pan
and
Man.
it's great to be back on the podcast
Yep.
after a period of veritable anesthesia of non-existence
Yes.
from your solipsistic perception.
Yeah. Yeah.
As
I
our
definitely
previous
know.
episode was deleted, and that was like deleting a part of my life. That was
Yeah.
so important to me.
It was a part of my
Now,
heart too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we're redoing it now.
And we're definitely not gonna
It'll be great.
repeat any conversations we had previously in that podcast. This is all original. This is all very real, and this is all not
Yeah.
scripted. Right?
No, this is good. I didn't spend any time thinking about how I would respond differently to all the questions you asked me.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, let's get right into this. First thing, Pan Man. Yeah, they call you the Pan Man. So,
Yeah.
how'd you get that name?
Well, it's just like all our names,
Mhm.
how we call Binder,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
how we call you Dunning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some people call me Pannier,
Yeah.
but it's just easier to say Pan
Mhm,
because the first part of it's enough
mhm,
to
mhm.
to speak my identity
Yes,
in that
yes.
sense. So it's the nickname,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see, I see.
better than
So,
Alex.
so, yeah. So, being the Pan Man that you are, yes. This obviously means you have a great deal of expertise in the realm of cookware. Yes.
Not all cookware, just pans specifically. So it
Just
is a
pans.
bit of a useless bit
Uh-huh.
of knowledge
Mhm,
since
mhm.
it's not really applied to all of the forms of cookware.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
my cooking skills are good enough,
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I can't cook, but like they're still fine.
If you wanted to, you could cook though, right?
Yeah, it's just all following instructions. There shouldn't be anything too hard about it.
Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. All right. Yeah, yeah. So, what is the morality of cooking? Yeah.
Well, it is sort of a necessary part of life if you want to see it
Yeah.
as like a projection of previous species efforts in order to maintain their sustenance, because all we're really doing is we're killing animals and we're killing plants and we're refurbishing them for the sake of sustenance, which I mean isn't necessarily unethical
Yeah.
in the sense that this was a process that was being continued by Mother Earth for
Yes.
billions of years, and it's hardly going to see anytime soon, even in the natural world. So we can't consider it unethical to be killing animals,
Yes.
killing plants especially,
Yeah.
for the sake of maintaining our own survival.
Mhm.
But there is this other aspect of horrible living conditions
Yes.
in farming and harvesting. When you want to look at like slaughterhouses,
Yes.
they're grimy, they're dirty,
Yes.
and this does entail a bit of a bad lifestyle for animals if you want to harvest them in this more artificial sense. And we've developed the earth and with farms, all these other sorts of institutions that may considerably be unethical. But if you want to look at cooking in isolation, there's nothing inherently wrong with it.
Yeah. 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 Living, at least from my point of view, is a big part of it is to consume. A big point of life is to consume. Would you say there's an extent where consumption is unacceptable or morally wrong to an extent?
Maybe, if you wanted to look at this from an empathetic perspective, it would be considered imprudent to overconsume should there be others in needing of consumption that you could easily help to maintain their lives as well, which is basically communism.
Yes.
I'm American, and
And
I
you
don't like
love
the
capitalism
word.
and you hate
I
communism.
don't like the word communism.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the word capitalism. That doesn't mean I like the philosophy. I just like the way the word sounds.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's pivot into another conversation of topic. The washer Earth theory. You're a big supporter of this, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Washer
Yes.
Earth theory is
Hmm.
it's it's hardly known, but it does resolve most of the issues
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
adjacent theories such as
Yes.
the flat Earth theory or the round Earth, and by round I mean ellipsoid Earth
Yes.
theory,
Yeah.
which
What
there
a
are
silly name. They
inherent.
probably even made ellipsoid up. They probably even made that
Yeah,
word up.
that's probably not even a word.
It's probably
Like
not even.
they made all
Yeah.
these strange words,
Yeah.
ellipsoid, spheroid.
It's
What
like
are these words
they got
mean?
to invent all these things to like explain
Yeah,
how their graphic works. Like, oh, they have an orbit around a planet or something. Like, come on,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I
Like,
mean, I don't know what a planet is because like planets that haven't always been here, but when
yeah,
you're talking about the nomenclature of the washer theory itself,
yeah,
I mean, washers have been around longer than like the universe,
right, yeah,
longer than planets.
right,
They're easy to reference when it comes to,
exactly.
celestial theories such as these.
It's like why would planets be a ball shape when like washers are like the foundation for existence? The washer
Yeah,
shape
exactly.
is like
I'm pretty
superior.
sure
Yeah, no, go ahead.
it would be reasonable to assume that the entire universe as we know it is topographically a washer.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes. Um, yeah, I want to talk to you about flat earthers. Their ridiculous theories. Reportedly, they think there's an egg, at the center of the earth, plugging the hole in the washer. What do you think? Like a giant egg.
um, well, when we're talking about giant eggs and all this stuff, I mean,
Mhm.
we have to consider there had to be a chicken that was at least 10 times as big as that egg.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like, how would the chicken have laid the egg?
yeah, yeah,
Well, there'd have to be two chickens, a male and a female
yeah,
chicken,
yeah,
that would have to lay such an egg.
yeah.
And
Exactly.
the question is, well, how did those get there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's just not reasonable because they'd be bigger than the whole Earth itself.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want to consider how big the egg would have to be to
Mm-hmm.
account for geographical discrepancies such as the
Yes.
size of Arctica and Antarctica.
Right, yeah, yeah. Well, the egg earthers are always like, oh, it's not ice caps, it's not Antarctica. That's just a giant egg. That's where the white colors come from, the eggshell.
Yeah,
It's
that's just
ridiculous. It's stupid, really. Washer Earth makes
Mhm.
more sense than that. It's like they're trying to say, oh, maybe the Earth is a washer. Maybe it's just being plugged by a giant egg. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah. So another question related to this: which came first, the giant egg or the celestial chicken?
Uh, if you're talking about this egg in particular and the
Yeah.
deceased celestial chicken, that I would like to preface, they don't exist
Right.
because
Yeah.
egg Earth isn't
Yeah.
real.
Egg
But in
earthers.
a hypothetical scenario that egg Earth was the astronomical model of the Earth,
Uh,
inevitably the single chicken would have had to come before the single egg,
mhm,
as we know,
mhm.
because the egg exists in this theory, but the chicken does not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There may have been another egg hatched to form the celestial chicken
Mhm, mhm.
in an endless cycle projected into the past of chickens and eggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that also implies there was a dinosaur that came before all the chickens.
The celestial dinosaur.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg
And then we
earthers keep
keep
talking
going
about
back
that
far
too.
enough.
Yeah.
We keep going back far enough and we find out that this whole celestial system of evolution is actually just a figment of our own Earth, a
Yeah.
larger Earth.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that raises some more questions
Mhm.
like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Is this just some endless cycle of unreality?
Mhm.
Are we even real? Is this even the base reality of this Earth?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there another entire universe occurring in the span of a certain evolutionary dimension of dinosaurs, of chickens?
Wow.
Is there an egg? Is there a single egg on this Earth that may hatch to become the Arctica of a smaller world? And the question is, really, how much would that egg be worth and how much it
Uh-huh.
would sell for
Yeah.
on Craigslist? But these are
Yeah.
all irrelevant questions, as the egg Earth theory is completely false and the washer theory is the only true
Yeah.
viable
The
theory.
only true Earth
And
theory.
we should hardly call it a theory anyway. It should be a theorem because it is
Yeah.
effectively proven by now.
It is effectively proven. Yeah. Like Albert Einstein, he didn't want to admit it because like the government was on him for it, but he knew the Earth was a washer. And
Definitely.
the podcast isn't big enough, but I imagine when the podcast gets big enough, the government's gonna come after me for speaking too much truth about the washer
Oh
Earth.
yeah,
When my channel inevitably blows up, this will happen.
yeah.
If I disappear, you
We
guys will know
will.
what happened to me.
Yeah, when they say that you killed yourself with 29 shots to the back of the head or
Yeah.
a drug overdose or
Yeah.
some other such thing,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll know the truth.
The truth is the government's gonna come after me for washer Earth speculation, which is not speculation; it's just the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's been proven over and over. Um, so, relating to this conspiracy, a lot of washer Earthers are under the belief that aliens actually put a cardboard cutout in the sky, which is what we call the moon. Yeah. Like they spray painted it or something. How much cardboard would be required to achieve this feat?
Well, I haven't done the exact calculations,
Uh-huh.
but I'm assuming it would be quite a lot,
Uh-huh.
unless it was a hyper thin sheet, which then it wouldn't require very much at all.
Uh-huh.
That's probably what they did.
Yeah.
There aren't any really forces in space that would hinder the integrity
Yeah.
of such a structure.
Mhm.
But what about hold on, I'm trying to think. Moon gets hit by asteroids, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And wait, hold on, wait. This doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes
I
so
don't
much
believe in
sense.
this.
No. What happens
But
is
what
the
about the-
asteroids hit our moon, right? And they flip it over, and
Yeah.
it reveals the other side of the moon, which isn't actually different. It's just the same picture posted onto a piece of cardboard.
But this would do nothing to explain the concentration of cheese matter in the moon.
Cheese matter in the moon?
Yes. Yes.
When did this come out?
I do believe there was a milk factory on the moon,
Oh.
and one of the canisters leaked, and
Uh-huh.
it dried into cheese.
Oh.
Which I mean, we've determined with spectrographic inspection.
I agree.
Keep going.
Yes. Yeah, we determined that there was some concentration of cheese in the moon, and that was the theory posited
Mhm.
that the aliens built a milk factory on the moon
Wow.
to render such a content.
Mhm. Mhm.
But this is, of course, a theory.
Yeah. It's just a theory.
Maybe God just made it this way.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
never know for sure.
Yeah. God made Earth the washer. God made the moon a cheese farm, apparently. It makes sense. It does. Like, it makes all the sense. So, the sun, what's up with that? What is the sun, exactly? Because, personally, I think that the sun is just so bright that, like, you can't tell there's actually a hole in the center. You can't tell that it's actually a washer.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but have you ever put on eclipse glass?
No, I haven't. No. I don't think I have.
You would see that the sun is in fact a completely hatched region if you
Really?
were to look at it directly. Yes.
Really? Why do you think that
Yes.
is?
I don't know exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
I do believe there may be some sort of deeper level of conspiracy in the fact that everybody who does look at it gets eye damage. I think
Oh,
this
yeah.
may be a defense mechanism that that the government may be using to conceal their operations, or that an alien
Yeah.
race may be applying in order to remain hidden.
So
from our
what,
sight.
you think they got like a giant heat lamp in front of the actual sun? You think that could be it?
Yes.
And you know what? That's what
Or
an
they
eclipse
hollowed
is.
out.
That's what an eclipse
Yeah,
is.
they
It's
hollow
when the
out the
bulb is
light.
going out. When the bulb is going out, that's when the eclipse happens. We're like, oh, the sun's getting darker. No, it's actually
Oh yeah.
the bulb going out. And it like,
Of course, because we have proven that
yeah,
the moon does not travel in the properly aligned orbits to eclipse the sun. So that theory doesn't make sense.
yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It honestly, this is very enlightening conversation, but I think we need to pivot to a new conversation of topic here. Like this is good. This is fun stuff. I'm glad we're like
Yeah.
revealing the truth, but we might be speaking the truth a little too hard. The government might just come
Oh
after
yeah,
us.
then we get caught. We don't want to do that. We
Yeah.
want to stay alive.
Yeah. Let's stop speaking the truth so hard, or the government's gonna come after us. Um,
Mhm.
Murder, is it okay?
Depends,
Depends.
like everything else.
Yeah. Like what? What are your conditionals?
If well,
What?
it just depends, you know.
Just depends.
Depends
Just depends.
Yeah. on
So-
sort of like how you want to look at it,
Yeah.
because
So
these are all fundamentally subjective issues of morals anyway.
yeah.
We cannot determine whether or not it is ethical,
I see.
considering that the structure of the moral system applied will vary by the person.
So say you have a baby, right?
Yes.
And it's in a vacuum, like it doesn't know anyone, no parents really attached to it. Kind of depressed baby, like the baby's got depression.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No one really knows it's there. Won't be any consequences. Could I kill the baby?
From a consequentialist perspective, it would be ethically viable to kill the baby.
Yeah.
If you want to look at the consequences specifically, as you already stated that they were nugatory.
Yeah. I hate when they're nugatory. Hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, say there's a bunker in the bottom of the ocean, right? And
Yes.
they're like divers, like mining for oil or something, and they wake up the eldritch god sleeping at the bottom of this trench. Would it be morally okay to kill that eldritch god?
If you want to value human life above, well, let's just assume that it kill everyone, okay?
Yeah.
Because it probably will.
Yeah.
Destroy the whole earth.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Right.
there are really two sides to this. If you think preserving human life is an ethical thing to do,
Yeah.
then killing the eldritch horror would be necessary to fulfill this need.
Uh-huh.
But you could also consider it from the perspective of a complete total omnicide would also be ethically viable, as it would cease the suffering of the living, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Which, if you were to think of it like that, releasing it would be ethically viable. Or you could think of it from the more nihilistic perspective of it really does not matter in what manner we should interact with this being,
Uh-huh.
as it would all result in the same consequence of everybody dying eventually, because that is inevitably going to happen sooner or later.
Wow. That's haunting. Wow. So say it's my nephew's 5th birthday party, right?
Yes.
And there's a clown there. We hired him like $15 an hour, right? But he's really not vibing with the kids. Like he's creeping them out.
Oh, I
We
see.
don't like him.
Oh, yeah.
None of the adults are like vibing with him. Honestly, his family's probably disappointed in his career choices. Would it be morally ethical to kill this man? To avoid like the embarrassment, the secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah. I would say consult the children at the party, because killing the clown may accidentally concern the children more than his simple presence.
Uh-huh.
I guess you could render it ethical if you want to preserve the children's happiness.
All right.
Want to preserve their state of bliss. If you were to rather just take them outside and deal with them there.
Yeah. Okay.
Never seen again.
So say somebody disagrees with my political views, right? Like I'm a washer earther, they're an egg earther. Is it ethical to murder this man?
In the context you specifically provided, given the fact that they are an egg earther, I would not suppose that there is an actual mind inside that skull of theirs.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not actually conscious.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they're just a robot positioned there to fulfill the efforts of some conspiracy group. But, I mean, it therefore would be ethical to kill them. I mean, they're just a fly. They're hardly even there.
Uh-huh.
What opinion would they have to want to live or not to want to live?
Okay. Okay, I got just one more question about murder for you. So Gordon
Uh,
Ramsay, yes, he's
yeah, I
critiquing
know
your
him.
food, right? And he says it's raw, in like that way he always says it, right? And like
Yeah,
you worked hard on that. You spent like a whopping 10 minutes cooking that steak.
yeah.
Can I kill him? Would you kill him?
Well, it's not really a matter of would anymore than it is can, because I
Uh huh.
think if you even tried, he'd like pin you down on RKO. You know,
Uh huh.
he
Uh huh.
he seems like a pretty tough guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
He's got a
fair.
whole arsenal of cooking weapons,
Mm-hmm.
knives, uh, all those things. I don't think you should even try to kill him if you want to
Yeah,
preserve your own life.
that's fair. That's valid. Yeah. Yeah.
That
All
said,
right.
it would be a great alternative, inconspicuous method to kill yourself if that was something you had intention to do.
I see. Yeah. No. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Suicide mission. Take out Gordon Ramsay.